Hey everyone, welcome back to Multimagic channel. In our previous videos, we introduced you to our awesome new interns. As you know, they have just wrapped up their first sprint. They did an incredible job tackling their initial tasks with great enthusiasm and skill. Now, in this video, we are diving into sprint 2. We'll walk through the tasks they'll be working on, share some insights onto their goals, and give you a sneak peek at what's coming up in their module. So stick around to see how they are leveling up, what challenges lie ahead, and how they are contributing to our projects in a big way. Now let's get into it. So in this video, we are going to discuss about the deployment automation module. So if in sprint 2, if they run the package which we are going to deliver them, I have to change the stroke color. Give me a second. Okay. So in sprint 2, if they run the package which we are going to give them, they're initially what they are going to see is they are going to see this login screen. Okay. So we haven't implemented the backend functionality yet, but what we have implemented is we have implemented a mock API which they have to use to log in. Okay. So what they have to do is first they have to run the mock API, and then next they have to run the package. Okay. So then only they'll be able to log in and they'll be able to navigate to the dashboard. So this is a new layout, new dashboard with new theme and new customizations. If you see our previous videos, previous sprint 1 videos, this is not the dashboard which we had initially, but in this sprint what we upgraded the dashboard, and we also added some user customizable settings and all, with which everyone can play. Where user can keep his own settings. Okay, so coming to this initial screen, we have a sidebar. We have a layout, and we have a settings, control, and we have these three kind of header and all. Basically, this is a header. Okay, and if anyone clicks on this hamburger menu icon, so what happens is this sidebar, it gets collapsed. If you want to expand it again, you have to click that hamburger menu icon. You might be playing with this functionality in many apps and many websites and all. Okay, so coming to this configuration, like this deployment automation module team. So what they have came up with initially is they have implemented this tabs. Okay, where you have this app configuration, build process, metadata. Okay, so what we have done is they have implemented the functionality. We just polished it a bit, and we are going to assign with more interesting tasks in the sprint 2. Okay, so here if a user clicked on this settings icon, he'll be able to get the controls, different types of controls, and in the controls we have a dark mode option, which is why we have a dark mode here. Let us do one thing. Let us see the dashboard first. Let us try to play with some controls first, and let us discuss these tasks which they are going to perform in the sprint 2 later after the demo. Okay, so this is the initial screen which they are going to see. As I told, what we had to do is before running our package, we need to run the mock API, right? So I have ran this mock API already. So let us log in. So this is the initial layout which you are going to see. Here we have another option which I forgot to cover in the image, that is full screen option. Okay, as I told, we have these settings. Here we have this dark mode. Okay, so if I click on this dark, we have dark mode, and if I keep on changing the colors will be changing, right? You can see the change. There are the buttons colors and the menu colors are changing. Okay, so here we have the default sidebar is expanded sidebar. We need to collapse it, and if you don't want the menu orientation aligned vertically, so if you want it horizontal, you can click on this, and if you can also keep this as a fluid option or container option, and you can also add some customized fonts for you. Okay, great. Now let us look into this deploy module. Okay, so this is a form which they have came up with and which we have modified, and which we added some kind of polishing and all. Okay, so here we have build process tab, it has nothing. Metadata, it also has nothing. So basically what we are going to focus is, we are going to build a basic form structures for all these. Okay, so advanced configuration, we are going to disable it anyway. Basically in app configuration, we don't have any advanced configuration for now. Maybe we can keep it in the future. Okay, that's why we just added as a placeholder. Okay, so here we have app name, bundle identifier, Android, iOS, radio buttons, version number, name, environment which a user wants to build this app for or deploy this app for, development, staging, production. Okay, and we have this policy URL. Okay, so coming to the tasks, what they wanted to perform is, coming to the task 1, we have this home app configuration, right? Home/app configuration. You can see this, right? Basically, this is inside the deploy menu item, right? So this is a deployment module. So what they have to do is, they have to add a small small menu item in the breadcrumbs, that is deploy. So in the same way, for build process, home deploy, build process, home deploy, metadata, that is this task 1. Coming to the task 2, it's all about forms, right? So to build these forms effectively, what we had came up with is the documentation. So this is where I'm going to tell you another important update which we wanted to convey to our interns. That is, we had implemented a documentation page where you can refer to, let us assume, suppose if you want to use a button, or you want to use a radio button, checkbox, select and all. Okay, let us take a simple example as, okay, let us take as button only. Okay, you want to add a button. So this is the snippet which you have to use it exactly as it is. You can add some grid stylings and all for this, like if you want to keep this button to the left, you can add flexbox or grid or whatever the styles or whatever the CSS you want to add. Basically we are using material UI, right? So you can use those material UI stylings and all, but you have to use the same syntax whatever we are using. Okay, so that is a important update and important feature which we are focusing on. Why? The answer is, it's a product, right? So in each and every product, if you if you enter into the single page, like whenever you start till the ending, they follow the same theme and they follow the same pattern, right? So that is what we have to do, we have to follow. Okay, so here we have multiple badges, shapes and all, and if you want to see this, select text fields and all. Okay, let us see these text fields and all. Okay, so here we have these basic text fields, events, validations and all, form props, and we have some input add ornaments and all. Okay, so these are the form controls whatever we have. This team they have to heavily depend on the documentation, because all they have to do is they have to keep on they have to implement the forms. Okay, they have to implement the forms only. If you see here, we have this build process. Wait, let me change my stroke color. So we have this build process, we have this metadata. So what we had given here is, in app configuration tab, we need a form element, that is app name. Basically we need a text field, for bundle identifier, checkboxes for selecting platforms, that is iOS and Android, and text field to write the version number, like that. So we have written the type, we have written the label, and we have written the placeholder. In the same way, we have to implement this metadata tab and build process tab. Okay, so in the metadata tab, what we need is, we need a text field, text area, file upload, and we need a text field, text area again, text field again. So basically this is heavily a form designing. So for that, what you guys have to do is you just have to follow this documentation, and you have to make sure that everything is looking evenly, and everything should work based on these controls too. If you see this button save configuration, if I click on this under theme, this color changes, right? So these tabs also, if you see these tabs, this color is changing. So you have to make sure that these all controls, whatever you are designing, it should respond based on this. Okay. And the another important thing which I have to focus is, if I try to compress this, okay, so it is responsive, right? So it is responsive. Whatever the advanced configuration, it went to the bottom, and the app configuration is here. So everything should be responsive, and everything should be worked with respect to these controls, and this is a full screen. Okay. So yep, these are the form fields. I'm going to give you these details and all, these design files and all. And if anyone wants to contribute, or if anyone wants these design files also, please feel free to contact us in the email which is given in the description. We'll surely get back to you, and let us hope we'll have a great contribution together forward. Okay. Yep, that's all for the video. These are the tasks they are going to perform, and this is the documentation they have to go through, and they have to make sure that